Okay, this is a quick recording to explain our first constructed response question for Applied English for this school year. If you missed class or you would just like to review what you should be working on. So first of all, I want to remind you that you should have an Applied English folder on your computer. If you don't know how to do that, there are instructions on the screen that you'll go to your computer desktop, right-click New, and then choose Folder. You'll name it probably Applied English, and then anything that you write for this class or anything that you get for this class, you can put in that folder and it's easy to find. So our goals for this CRQ recording, I'm going to review the requirements for constructive responses. I'll review the prompt that you have this week, and then you're going to work on completing your response and getting it submitted. I first want to remind you that there is a basic rubric that we use for most of our CRQs here at Indiana Digital, and I would just like to review how to get a level 4 because that's how you get 100% all 20 points. Your response addresses all parts of the question and the response is correct. So whatever the prompt asks you, make sure you are very clear that you are responding appropriately to the prompt and you stay on task and stay on topic. Also, your response should be at least 4 to 5 sentences. That is a full paragraph, and even if you think you can answer it in 1 or 2 sentences, you're not going to get full points for that. So you really need to expand your ideas and build depth into your responses. It should contain all 4 parts of the RACE formula, and there's a review of the RACE formula over here. You restate and then answer. Usually restating and answering can be in 1 sentence combined. And then you cite, which means you're giving examples and evidence. And then you explain, because as high schoolers, we have to have depth to our explanations. And all of your responses should have at least 2 pieces of evidence. So that means 2 citations with explanations. So the prompt you're answering this week is this. What is one specific culture or subculture that's important to you and helps to define you? Then I give examples that we talked about in class this week. The options are endless. Every person fits into a variety of cultures and subcultures. So just pick one. Don't list 6 or 7 different subcultures you're a part of. Pick one and expand with depth on that one. Then you're going to explain why is this culture or subculture important to you. You're going to give at least 2 examples, or really just 2 examples, of how being a part of this culture or subculture is important to you, and you're going to explain each. So down here it gives a little bit of an explanation of how to use the RACE method in order to respond to this prompt. You'll restate the question and answer it in 1 sentence. And then you'll cite 2 specific examples of how this aspect of your culture or subculture affects you, how it reflects your personality, your lifestyle, and then you're going to explain the significance. Again, it should be a full paragraph, and I have a sample response for you to look at. This is how I would answer it. Now, when you respond, you don't have to label that you're doing the restating, the answering, that you're citing. You don't have to do that. I just did it to help you see how the RACE method fits into a full paragraph response. So my restating and answering goes like this. One subculture that I'm a part of that's important to me is being a teacher. See how I've restated the question? The question says, what's one aspect of culture or subculture that's important to you? So I restated it and I answered it. Here's my first citation, my first example. One reason that I enjoy being part of this subculture of teachers is that it gives me a purpose each and every day. And then I explain. Teaching gives me a way of helping students in a virtual environment who may have given up on other schooling options, and being that option for so many students gives me purpose and drive. So now I've cited and explained 1 time. Now I need to cite and explain a 2nd time because you need 2 examples. Another reason that I enjoy being part of the subculture of teachers is I have met other people who are similar to me in the teaching profession, and it makes me feel like I'm part of a bigger picture. And then again, we need depth, so I have to explain it. For example, multiple times a week, I share teaching experiences with other virtual teachers from my current school and previous schools. And it makes me feel like we all have a larger goal of helping high schoolers reach the next steps. It is empowering to be part of such an amazing group of professionals with the same end game in mind. So now I've fulfilled my race method requirements. I like to add this optional closing sentence at the end because it really just wraps it up. I put, these are the reasons why being part of the subculture of virtual teachers is important to me. So see how all of that combined? It's going to be a full paragraph response. And for me, it's more than 4 or 5 complete sentences. When you look at the prompt in your D2L platform, it's going to give you a link to some sentence starters. And this is what that's going to look like. It'll give you examples of how to start sentences when you restate an answer. It'll give you examples of how to start sentences when you're citing reasons. And it'll give you examples of how to start sentences to explain your reasons. You don't have to use these, but some students know what they want to write about, but they have a hard time starting. They don't know how to make it flow. So these sentence starters that are linked for you in the prompt could be helpful to you. So your step-by-step instructions is you will open and write your response in Microsoft Word. Once you're done, read it out loud to yourself. Edit, spell check, save it to your folder. That way you have access to it. If I want you to make additions and corrections to it, you have access to it. You've saved it. Then you'll open your constructed response link by going to the quiz that's on your D2L course page. And you'll copy and paste your answer in the drop box or in the text box. And then you'll click submit. Next week, I'll show you how to read the feedback that I give you if you don't know how to do that. And since this was our first full week together, I want to let you know that it was an amazing week. I enjoyed our time together. You've worked hard. And here's my contact information if you need it. Thanks for watching.